Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a great Saturday morning. This morning, we have a very special guest, but first, if you haven't already noticed, this is a recording, and if you guys comment, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to respond. And don't forget to go down and like and subscribe to Custom Life Pro, and go to the website that's scrolling across the bottom right now. That's my Etsy shop, where you can get Saturday morning cartoons merch. But first, let's kick off the intro, and then we'll see our special guest. Let's go. Now joining us from Chicago, Illinois, Mr. John Ziller.
What is up, buddy? How are you?
Good.
Dude, that was an awesome intro. It brought me back there a little bit. And it's so funny. I'd never known, and this is going to sound so dumb, but I had never knew that it was Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power. I always thought it was Turtles in a Half Shell.
Same.
Yeah. So I could be wrong, but that's what I thought that I heard. And I'm like, wow, I never knew that. I always thought it was Turtles in a Half Shell. But one heck of an intro. How old are you again, Sawyer?
11.
11. My daughter's right around the corner. She's 10. And man, my hope is that, she's as kind of clever and as active and as business savvy as you are at this age, man. It's so cool. And we will definitely we will go take a gander on that Saturday morning cartoons little shop for your merch there. And we'll tap into that for you. But dude, so grateful that you asked me, and so happy to kind of be doing this with you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, can you introduce yourself? Where are you from? How long have you been in the business? And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's funny you say that, but first and foremost, my name is John Ziller, as you see on the screen here. I am, again, we say Chicago, Illinois to out-of-towners. But if anyone that's from the state of Illinois, you'd never say Chicago. We're from a little city, basically kind of like Naperville, Oswego area. And yeah, pretty much kind of born and raised here in this area. And then, it's so funny. I've really only had 3 jobs, I think, my entire life. Right out of high school, my father had kind of, kicked us to the curb if we weren't kind of going to college, and so I had to. I jumped right into sales. I was selling Kirby vacuum cleaners for the first 2 years, and then after that, we got into the home improvement, building and remodeling business, and did that for, gosh, the better part of 10 years. We did everything: cabinets and countertops, flooring, windows, doors, siding, roofing, fencing, decking, you name it. And then for the last, I guess, 8 years now, have been in insurance and just loving every moment of it right now. But yeah, that's a little bit about me, pal.
Nice. Well, when was it? It was September 19th, I think. We came down there to your house for a Cody Askins 8% tour.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
that was pretty cool. If I remember correctly, I think your father called in sick for you at school, didn't he?
well, I just went in to do my science test and then I left.
Oh, all right. That's good. We don't want to throw anyone under the bus, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool, really kind of getting to hang with you for a little bit, and then you guys stopped over at my house after for some pizza, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then you had what, a couple hour drive home after that, right?
Yeah, it was like 3. I think it was like 3 on the dot.
You had some of that pizza, didn't you?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
it was pretty good.
Pretty good?
It was good.
All right. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, it was just under a month ago that we had the opportunity to kind of get to hang there a little bit. And yeah, the Cody Askins, the 8% Nation, that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool to kind of host him over there at the country club and get to know himself a little bit more, because that was actually kind of the first time we really hung out, and it was pretty cool getting to know his wife Lauren too.
When are you going to buy the country club?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great question. Considering the fact that I think golf clubs are probably the worst investment out there from a business standpoint. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that north of 70% of them operate in the red year round. I don't know if I'll be purchasing a golf club anytime soon.
Well, let's get on to some questions.
All right, let's do it, buddy.
What are your favorite things about being in the insurance business?
Man, I think just some of my favorite things are it's like I get to be present. The ability just to be able to work from home and make the kind of money that we make. Um, and then I get to wake up with the kids, and like just today, actually, my wife was like, she's kind of dragging a little bit, and I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll go pick up the kids, and like I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the conversation, with them on the way back, and I just think that like I've heard so many adults say that like I wish I would have slowed down and been a lot more intentional with my children and been present with them and hung out with them more and like spent that opportunity, and like I don't have to have that regret because I have the ability to be able to work from home. I have the ability to be able to be present. I have the ability to, we're putting them in into wrestling, which is really cool. And so I have the ability to be present and watch everything and just I just want to be that father. And so I think that that's one big thing for me. um it's really cool to kind of like be able to do lunch with your spouse, as often as you want to. I think my wife and I pretty much, do lunch together every day, whether we go out or, we make something here. It's like, I don't know. I get that some people might get sick of their spouses being around them that much, but I golf a lot, so we definitely get the break there too. But I don't know, man. There's so many perks to it, and I can go on and on and on just about all of the lifestyle stuff, and then just the traveling. I think in the last 12 weeks, we have been gone on vacation for maybe 8 of them. 8 out of the last 12 weeks, we've been on vacation, and we're going to different destinations all over from Cabo. We spent a week there to Lake Hartwell, Georgia. We just went somewhere else in Cancun. I mean, we're just constantly traveling. And that's another really cool aspect. I mean, being in the insurance industry, these carriers, like that's what they want to do. They want to like just like they want to wine and dine you, and they want to take you to some of the most beautiful places in the world, so you continue to conduct and put business into that carrier, and then they try to like show off so that reciprocation continues to happen. And it was funny. I actually just got a call from another person that was in the industry. He's like, "Hey, how close are you to the Nevis trip?" And we both looked it up, and like he was number 5 and I was number 6, or I was number 5 and he was number 6, however it was. And it's like we're pretty much guaranteed to go to Nevis. I mean, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And so it's just like I get like that's my life. Right? Like, that's my life. And so I don't know, man. Again, I feel like that was a very simple question, but I could literally spend the next hour answering how much gratitude I have for the choice that we made here.
Where is Nisa, or where? Yeah, Nice.
Nevis. Am I even saying it right? I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I thought it was outside of the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's in Fiji.
I don't think it's in Fiji, actually. I think it's like it's its own little island, isn't it?
I gotta Google it now, John.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking, I'll figure it out.
It's outside of like just outside of like Barbuda. I don't know. Like it's southeast of the Virgin Islands.
Yes.
It's cool. Anyway, yeah.
Here's another question. What is something you have learned about yourself while being in insurance?
That's a loaded question.
I had to ask John that one last, so that he Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd ask him that one last because he was like, or it was Tom. Tom. He said, well, you're gonna have to ask that one to me last because I've learned a lot myself. I've learned a lot about myself in the insurance business. So if you guys want to watch that one, go back onto our YouTube channel and you can watch it.
You're gonna sit here and promote Tom's channel on mine?
I mean,
I'm just kidding, sir. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I do. That's a really tough one, because I think that you do learn a lot about yourself, and I think that you learn a lot about your style. You know, it's crazy. In my previous company, I was paying employees, right? And so when you're writing their paycheck, you get to kind of be who you want to be, if that makes sense. And you don't think about becoming bigger. You don't think about becoming larger. You just do what your brain tells you is like the right thing to do for the business. And that's the way that I always operated. I learned to do what was right for the business. And that's how I operated this thing when I first got here. And when you're hiring a volunteer army, it's way different. You can't do what's right for the business. The one thing I really learned is that you have to do right by people. And that was a really hard thing for me, because if you look at this business, you hire 10 people, 6 of them are going to go away. Right? And so I always looked at it as like, why would I take that time to invest into people if they're going to be gone anyway? And a very good friend of mine told me, he said, the better you treat people, the longer they'll stick around. And I just, for some reason, I never really connected that dot. And so I think one of the coolest things that I've learned about myself is that I've had to really learn how to care about people, care for people. And I don't think I ever like really did before, if that makes sense. I always cared more about the business and like how I could help them in business and how I could make them a better business owner. Where it's like, why don't I just focus on like, why don't we be better people together? Why don't we have more love in our hearts? Why don't we care more about each other? Why don't we like come from that place in our heart instead of how I can get them to make an extra dollar? Because I think that if you can become a better person, you're going to be happier at home. And when you're happier at home, I think you could be more productive at work. So I don't know. Again, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but hopefully what I'm saying is kind of making sense. Is that that's just one of so many different things that I've learned about myself.
Is there anything specific that you've learned that you've been able to use in your business to help you hire people?
I think, I mean, honestly, what I just said, like that's the go-to for me is, you just got to lead with love. Are you yawning on me? Am I boring you over there, Sawyer?
No.
I'm a little tired from your school day or what?
Yeah.
Uh,
I went to bed at 10 and I got up at 6:30.
You went to bed at 2 and you got up
10.
at
10.
10. Okay. Well, that sounds like a solid 8.5 hours of sleep. That's more than what most people get. But that's all right. Hey, yawn away. I know I'm boring you, so we'll keep it going. That's so funny. But yeah, I do. I believe that what I just shared with you, honestly, was the one big thing that really helped me out in this business.
Well, here's a bit of a funnier question.
Okay.
Has anything embarrassing happened while you were on an appointment?
Oh. So remember back in the day, we used to go into people's homes. We no longer do that, right? Everything's over the phone now, or over Zoom if that's what you prefer. But oh my God, I have so many stories. We used to have this group text messaging string that we actually still have to this day. Very limited communication on it now, but back then, I would literally be in appointments and like kind of flipping up my phone and taking pictures of the scenarios that I was in and sending it to this group, and I'd even like record some stuff and send it, because I was just walking into some amazing situations. But I'll go with the kind of the PG version here. Is that I remember walking into a lady's house. There was like this big, like kind of like rectangular table, and across the wall surrounding, so it was like down the wall and even this way, there was, I kid you not, it was double stacked with bird cages. And there had to have been, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, if I said 500 birds, I might be way short. I don't know how many. It was so many birds. There was bird poo everywhere, all over the floor. Literally, like I'm tiptoeing against the back of the chairs so I don't step in all this bird crap. And the way that it was angled, it was kind of like this. And I went and I sat right here. And she came up and she kind of like sat right like kitty corner to me. And so I was talking, I was starting to do my presentation, and the lady kept going like this as I was talking. So now I'm starting to get insecure about it. And I'm like, is everything okay? She goes, no, I don't think so. I'm like, what's wrong? What? She goes, well, my birds need to see me. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, how can I help you? Well, can you come sit over here? No problem. So I had to like pick all my crap up, slide it around the table. And normally you try to sit next to him so you can slide your computer over and show him. So it was just a very strange scenario where I think that lady hung out in that room all day just so her birds could see her. I don't think she ever left that room. So yeah, I don't know if that's what you were looking for. I mean, I got about 100 others of those, but yeah.
Is that one still in the books?
You know what? I couldn't tell you. I only ran the field, meaning I only went and sat with families for about 13 months. So I was in and out of the field pretty quick. And the crazy thing is that from like a residual standpoint, that was 7 years ago. And the first of every month, I still get $2,500, $3,000 a month deposited into my checking account on the first of every month from renewals from stuff that I wrote way back when. So I would assume that a lot of it is, I mean, that one could still be on the books. I don't remember her name.
Do you remember any of her birds' names?
No, no, no. But she had so many of them. I guarantee you could just say a name and it'd be pretty accurate.
Yeah, there's probably only 700 names in the world. I mean,
that's good.
Has she inspired you to get 700 birds in your kitchen?
No, I definitely do not have an inspiration to go get 700 birds in my kitchen or dining room or living room. My buddy has he has a bird, and we were kind of looking. We went to this, like, it's called like a reptile swap or something like that. And so we went out to this place, and I'm like, man, that's a cool bird. Like, I'd love to have a bird that, kind of talks.
A bird?
And I kind of said something around my kids. My kids are like, oh, Dad, can we get that bird? Can we get that bird? I looked over at my buddy. I'm like, how long do these things live? He's like, I don't know, man, 25, 30, 35 years. So we're not getting a bird. That is not going to happen. We're definitely not. I do not want that big of a commitment. So I'll have a hard time even getting one, Sawyer.
Yeah. Well, here's another question. What challenges has insurance presented?
Ooh. I think it presents a lot. I think it can be one of the most rewarding things on the planet. I mean, financial services clearly generates more millions on more millionaires, in this country than any other. But like, there's so many people that want to make, $100,000 a year, but they bring a $10,000 a year work ethic. And I think that's one of the biggest things I think about this industry, is that I always kind of put it in this perspective. I say that it's a lot like the military, and this is going to sound maybe weird at first, but hopefully I can kind of bring it all together. Is that in the military, like, you're told when to wake up, you're told when to go to bed, you're told when to brush your teeth, you're told when to work out, you're told when to go do drills, you're told every single aspect of what to do during the day. And that's kind of how it is working for someone, right? Like, you go to a job, you're told to clock in at this time, clock out at that time. You're told to take a break at this time. You're told to eat a lunch at this time. You're told exactly what to do. Here's your new agenda for the week. You're told. Well, when a lot of people get out of the military, they're like, man, like, I hate the civilian world. They hate the civilian world because there's no structure, right? There's no structure. There's nobody telling you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. There's nobody breathing down your neck every single moment of every single day. And that's like, they need that. They need that structure in their life. And I think that coming into a business like this, where you're 1099, is that's what, like, going from being employed to self-employment is a lot like. No one's breathing down your neck, screaming at you, saying, hey, get your butt up, go work out, go, read some motivational material, go watch some motivational videos on YouTube, go, document on how it can, help your life, right? Or how it can help your business. Like, what are you learning about your business that you need to improve upon? What, like, right? Nobody's screaming at you, telling you exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And so I think that is one of the biggest challenges, is that, all right, now I got all this freedom. Now I'm going to go see that show that I didn't finish watching last night. Now, instead of, a half-hour lunch, I'm going to turn that into an hour-and-a-half lunch with my wife. Now, oh, yep, the garage needs to be swept out. You haven't swept your garage in 5 years. Why are you starting to do it now? It's just like, people just generate all of these other things to do instead of, like, working in their business, you know? And it's like, I think that is one of the biggest struggles that we face in this opportunity, if that makes sense, bud.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Here's another one. What's some tips that you would tell people that are just getting started in this business?
I mean, I would say you got to work like somebody's chasing you. I mean, it like you like grind, work harder than you've ever worked before. It always amazes me that like people work 60 to 80 hours a week into some dead end job, but they won't give that same 60 to 80 hours a week into their own business. And I think we have to be like very careful with the way that we think, because we can beat ourselves up so easily, and we can like put ourselves into like this place of depression. And everything that we think, it comes into existence. I might lose you here a little bit, but so like I think that people only need to think things that they want to come into existence. Am I making sense to you or not really? So like
Yeah.
let me put it to you this way. Like how you think, it creates how you feel. Right? And then how you feel becomes an emotion. That emotion, it like, this is gonna sound weird, but that emotion kind of becomes a vibration. That vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. so like, again, I'm going so far off into left field here, but like you really just have to protect your mind. And the crazy thing is, I think it takes like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, I think, minimum, for your body to produce a hormone. Are you tracking with me, or am I going way too far out and left with you?
I'm tracking.
So essentially what I'm saying is that your thoughts, essentially, they produce chemicals, right? They produce chemicals. So you got like, we all have like this built-in like Walgreens, or like this built-in kind of CVS in our bodies. And so when you think about something, you know, for a couple of minutes, just like I'm great, I'm amazing. I'm like, we have to like just do that like self-positive belief. And that's what I would really encourage people to do, is just like that self-attraction, right? It's just a dopamine that your body will produce that kind of you just naturally give off. Anyway, so I don't want to go too far down that path, but I think just really protecting what you think, and like always focus on the positives, don't focus on the negatives. So there's just a couple of things that I would kind of go with on that.
Gotcha. What are you most excited about for the rest of 2023?
I am most excited about a couple of trips that we're taking. We did set up some goals for the year, and it's crazy, man. Like I mean, I don't know what's the saying, you shoot for the stars, you land among the moon, or you shoot for the moon, you land among the stars.
Shoot for the stars, land among the moon.
Is that what it is? Okay. So every single time I go to goal set, we set these just large, gargantuan goals. And the really cool thing is that I tend to miss a lot. But when I'm missing every single time, we're always graduating and taking steps up and moving forward. And so, yeah, we're gonna fall short on our goals again, but that's okay. Again, we got a couple of trips, you know, kind of set up, and we always kind of head down to Florida. So kind of get out of the cold, head down to Florida to you know, bring warm, or go down and be warm. And then we have a couple of people that are on track to becoming an agency owner within our company. And that always really excites me because I love just celebrating the crap out of people. And we're really close to finding out how many more agency owners are going to break out, whether they're hitting their goals for this year or not. I don't know, man. I just always excited, always happy, and just kind of living a life of gratitude.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then a follow-up question. What are some goals that you're hoping to accomplish in 2024?
Goals in 2024. I'm big on kind of like those future goals and kind of setting them out, but I have other stuff. But for 2024, we'd really love to kind of buy/build the dream home down there in Tennessee. We'd like for that to come fruition for sure. We have a goal of becoming an equity partner in our company, and when you become an equity partner, it's a pretty sizable bonus that will pay for the house down there. That gives us the ability to not have to adjust our lifestyle, because when you go for a while and you have to ask your bank account for permission, it's kind of rough to live life that way. And when you don't have to ask your bank account for permission to do things, that's kind of the way that I want to live for many, 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 many years to come. And so, becoming an equity partner will really kind of help tie that other goal together. And then, again, just trying to break out as many agency owners and just help as many people become financially free and have the lifestyle that my wife and my family have, I think is another big one for us.
Gotcha. Well, you used up all my questions.
Well, awesome, buddy. It was cool being on your podcast here and kind of being on the other side of it. It's been a while since I've been on the other side of a podcast. Miranda and I, we have our podcast that we're constantly having people on and interviewing, and we have so much fun with it. Yeah, so thanks for showing me the other side of this thing.
Where can they find your podcast?
I didn't want to throw a little plug out there on yours, but it's don'tsuckatSales.com, and you can find it on Spotify
and Amazon Prime too.
Oh, look at my wife just lit up the Don't Suck at Sales. Did you say Amazon Prime?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Music as well.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's where I've been listening to it.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, pal. I want you to keep doing this, dude, because you're just gonna get better and better and better and better, and it can turn into something really cool and really fun for you. I just think it's so awesome that you're getting your mind wrapped around business and that you're kind of plugging into it, and it seems like you're enjoying it, even though I made you yawn there a little bit, but it does. It seems like you're enjoying. Just keep doing it, man. Don't stop. Don't give up, and don't fall short with this. Just see it all the way through and turn it into something really cool.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So we're gonna do my outro where we say SMC out and we do nuts to the camera. Okay.
All right.
All right. Ready? SMC out.
Yeah.